Now that I'm self-isolating, I'm going to seize the opportunity to finally open 3 months worth of retro post. Opening these packages feels like a good way to celebrate what this channel has so far been about. Obscure retro video games, ridiculous horror films on VHS, and some lovely classic Doctor Who stuff. So now that we're all staying in, let's open them together. Hello there, you galloping goose, and welcome to another edition of Jason Arnopp's terrifying House of Obsession. I'm Jason Arnopp, the author of The Last Days of Jack Sparks, Ghoster, and Doctor Who stuff aplenty. I very much hope that you and yours are safe and well. Get down in comments after this video to tell me how you're doing and we'll have a chat. The main thing for me at the moment is that I can't see my family for fear of infecting them. Even though I have no symptoms, there's always that danger, and that's a major thing that I think our government has not pushed enough. The fact that even if you're asymptomatic with no symptoms, you can still infect somebody. So yeah, I'm self-isolating, and while I'm here, I fully intend, you'll hopefully be glad to hear, to continue making YouTube videos. To be honest, I feel like there's possibly even more of a place for this channel in the world at the moment. Nostalgia is kind of comfort food for the mind, isn't it? I don't know about you, but I'd kind of like to get in a time machine and jump back. Even like a couple of months would be fine, so I could appreciate Christmas 2019 all the more. Now, even though I'm talking about the coronavirus a bit in this video, I don't want to keep talking about it on this channel. The main thing I want to do is give you a nice bit of escapism back into the past. And with that in mind, I'm going to start my own isolation vlog, in which I will talk more about my experience in self-isolation. So if that's of interest, then have a look down in the video description, because if the vlog exists, I will have put a link to it down there. Let's have a look at this retro mail. We're going to open this stuff up. Now, I do this weird thing that I've mentioned before on this channel, whereby I don't let myself open my own mail. I know it's a bit odd, but sometimes when I'm working on a novel or a script or something similarly long form, I forbid myself from opening my mail until I reach a point in the project when I feel like I deserve it, which is kind of ridiculous, because halfway through the novel I could get hit by a bus and then I'd never know what was inside some of these packages. Because yes, I do actually forget what's in them. Some of these I bought off eBay or wherever about 3 or 4 months ago, back when I actually had money to spend on things. You'll be just as surprised as me as to what's inside these things. Let's do it. Now, I have to say that in these challenging times, the simple act of opening your post feels really comforting. I really hope that the postal system here in the UK doesn't break down, because this whole crisis makes you think of everything and appreciate it more, I think. Just somebody bringing something to your house that you've ordered was something that I probably used to take for granted, and already I don't so much. Anyway, let's have a look in here. I think I know what this is. Yes, it's Doctor Who videos. What are they though? The first one is Resurrection of the Daleks. Now, I really like this story because it's just horrible. It's a really horrible story. Eric Saywood really wrote a really hard-edged tale with this. I find it quite scary. I would really hate to be just planted into the world of Resurrection of the Daleks, because no one really comes out of it well. They're either dead or traumatised by the end of this. That's not a bad cover, is it? Yeah, not a bad portrait of Davison there. Lovely stuff. And of course, it's a great Davros story. Vengeance on Varos, one of the better Colin Baker stories, better Sixth Doctor stories. I think you'll agree. And it's really nasty, isn't it? Again, like this is like a collection of the nastiest Doctor Who stories ever, the contents of this envelope. Yeah, it's just really unpleasant and violent, isn't it? Bonus. And look, there's Martin Jarvis there, looking authoritarian. And there's Syl, who's a fantastic character. And there is lovely Nicola Bryant. Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. Yeah, nice to have that on video. The third tape in that package is Enlightenment. Perhaps not the finest Doctor Who artwork we've ever seen. Not that there's anything wrong with the actual artwork itself, it's just a bit... There's not that much going on there, is there really? I don't know, I suppose you got the boat and the pirate and the doctor, but there's a lot of empty space there. He said, like he's some kind of art critic, like he's Brian Sewell or something. Now I'm pretty sure that these videos on eBay were £3 delivered in the UK. So that's £3 including the post. I don't know how that works, but I've got a theory actually. A theory. Incidentally, I would normally do this kind of video with a top-down forensic camera. You know, like I normally do with the Doctor Who unboxings of the Blu-rays. But with this one, I've decided for some reason to do it face on. And that's not through some kind of egotistical desire on my part. In this new era of isolation for so many people, I think we're going to have a greater need to see human faces kind of talking to us. I've been on more video calls in the last week with friends and family than I would have normally probably in the course of a year. And so, I don't know, there's something about faces, you know. I'm sorry it has to be my face, but still. What's in here? It feels very cassette tape-like. Very cassette tape-like indeed. Protected by two conscientiously applied pieces of cardboard. Oh, yes. Oh, God. Right, here we are. Now, this game is for the Dragon 32. My first ever computer, which I've dragged out of a cupboard and can't wait to get playing again. It's based on the milk tray ads of the 1980s and maybe 1970s. The adverts for milk tray chocolates, which involved a James Bond type character doing things like this. And as I understand it, this game is composed of kind of various mini games pushed together. And for some reason, I don't know why, that really appeals to me. I like kind of bundles of things. I like double bills of movies, and so I like games like this. Now I should say, if you're watching this and your nickname happens to be Geigerpunk, the man behind the channel Rob's Retro Rambles, which is one of my very favourite YouTube channels. It's full of retro gaming. You'd love it. If you're not aware of it, then go and find it. In fact, you don't need to go find it because I'm going to put the link in the video description down below. I saw Rob tweet about this because he saw it on eBay and said he really wanted it, but I had to have it because I'm a selfish bastard. Yeah. Seem nice, don't I? Not so much though, really. Sorry, Rob. Love your channel though. Now this one feels very much like another videotape. Wow, this thing is really well packaged. I have honestly no idea what this is. I mean, it's not like I'm an amnesiac or anything. It's not like when I see this I'm not going to remember having ordered it in the middle of the night in some kind of fugue state. But as soon as I see it... Oh, actually I bought this one quite recently. You are going to love this artwork. Oh, mate. Look at that. That's a film on video. Demon Warriors. And the artwork is like a guy's hand with a gun and the title Demon Warriors. For some reason this kind of thing just really appeals to me. On the back you've got some gentlemen there indulging in some form of kung fu fighting, I believe. A story of corruption, gang warfare, drug smuggling and torture. A compulsive thriller. That quote comes from Bill Smith of the California Echo. And also the Bugle claimed this film is professionally impressive. Professionally impressive? Yeah. This is instantly one of my favourite tapes in my collection. As soon as I saw that, I think I bought it in a Facebook group of video collectors, and I had to have it. I was just love on first sight. For some reason I love films. I love films on VHS. Artwork that looks like it was just shoved together in someone's living room. Let's have a look at the tape. Oh, the tape. It's simply got the cover of the movie on it. Oh, and you got the title there in lovely... what's the name of that font, by the way? Does anyone know? Because I quite like that font. Has that font got a name? Is it like, I don't know, Shatter or something like that? Let me know downstairs in comments. This has made me happy at a time when happiness is something I think we're going to have to work at more and more. this era of isolation is going to be increasingly about state of mind, isn't it? Yeah. Very quickly, I need to interrupt this unboxing behaviour to talk to you about my Patreon. Now that things in the world have changed so dramatically, I need to work out my new balance between writing work, i.e. my fiction and my journalism and everything else, and my YouTube channel. While I plan to continue making videos no matter what, the amount of support I receive on Patreon will, to a certain extent, determine how many videos I'm able to make. Patreon lets people support me on a monthly basis. I'll put a link in the video description so you can have a look at the various pledge tiers. As an example, $5 per month or $1.25 a week gets your name put at the end of my videos. Having said that, I very much recognise that people are going to have less disposable cash at the moment, and it's a big ask. There's absolutely zero obligation to join my Patreon. Now, back to the unboxings. And next, this one feels very much like, yeah, definitely a couple of videotapes. Ah, that's so weird. I actually can't remember buying this. Actually, only vaguely. Succubus. See, the thing is, I love this range of Anchor Bay tapes. There's something about the actual box they're in. The box tends to be a certain colour as well, various colours. Films are good, but there's also nice, yeah, there's some nice touches in this Anchor Bay range, such as sleeve notes inside. I'm not going to show you the images in there because they're just slightly indecent, and we can't have that, especially on a family channel like YouTube, can we? So that's Succubus. There's another tape in here. Again, no idea what's gonna be in here. Oh yeah! Wow, I bought this ages ago. Command 5. Yeah, this is basically a TV show in the mould of the A-Team. It's like an also-ran version of the A-Team, one that probably never made it past the pilot. I expect this is probably the pilot or something. But I remember it being on the shelves at the time in video stores and reviewed in magazines, and there's just something lovely about it. Unfortunately, it's broken. Yeah. Oh God, look at that. Ah, that's the flap that comes up when you put the thing into the machine and allows the machine's whatever. I don't really understand the machinations of stuff. But yeah, it's broken. There's like little bits loose in the box. You know what though? I can't bring myself to be bothered about that because I'm going to use it as a lovely piece of shelf dressing, and it's going to take me back to the days of video shops. And also, with everything going on in the world, who cares about a videotape that turns up that you can't play? In this case, I've got bigger things to think about. Two lovely tapes, Succubus and Command 5, possibly the most random tapes anyone's ever received as a duo. Okay, next up, I think it's another cassette tape sent in the incredible protective capabilities of a paper envelope. It's another game for the Dragon 32. A fire engine just went past there, lovely. God, this would be a really bad time to have your house burned down. Okay, so this is Ultimate Adventure 4. Now, I like a text adventure, and I believe this is a text adventure. This is not the fourth instalment of an adventure game series called Ultimate Adventure. It was really bad marketing and branding, actually, or whatever you want to call it, because you had, I think it was called Mansion Adventure 1 first, and then Something Else Adventure 2, and then, you see where I'm going with that? It's just really ridiculous. Yeah, there's Jerusalem Adventure and Williamsburg Adventure, and this is the fourth and final one in that series. Along the way in this game you will find alligators, quicksand, charging polar bears, pythons, meteors, bandits, deserts, landmines, sharks, and much, much more. Good luck, you will need it. I can remember really liking Mansion Adventure 1. That was probably one of my favourite adventures at that time. Although I do remember pressing escape to get into the text of it and cheating a bit because I couldn't do it. Terrible, huh? Terrible. Okay, what's next? Now, I do know what this one is, and if you're a Doctor Who fan, you can wake up right now. Stop snoozing Well, I went through all those retro games and horror movies, but I thank you also for hanging around. Now, I'm so glad I joined the Doctor Who Appreciation Society about a month or two ago. The Doctor Who Appreciation Society has a magazine which stretches back over decades. The Celestial Toy Room is called, and I discovered that this thing is not only still existent, but it is in physical print, and they send it to you. And oh my god, I mean, I hope it continues now through these troubled times. But I'm so glad that this has turned up about a week or two ago, I think. Yeah, it's the latest issue of the Celestial Toy Room, and it has a fantastic cover. It's like it was literally made for me. Look at that. The Master from the Deadly Assassin holding a noose. That's probably one of the coolest things I've seen in some time. Yeah, and there's something else in here as well. It's a postcard of Roger Delgado as some kind of gangster character. But this Celestial Toy Room magazine, it's on issue 504. It's been monthly since, I don't know, the 70s. And it's just really professional. It's a lovely A5 size, lots of reading in there. And so, assuming it's going to continue, I really hope it does. I'll put a link down there to the DWAS, as you might want to call it, the Doctor Appreciation Society, so you can subscribe too. Now, I'm pretty sure I know what is inside this box, and I'm excited because I've wanted to open this for quite some time, but I wouldn't let myself because I was too obsessed with meeting deadlines and thinking I didn't deserve to have nice things. But of course, we all deserve to have nice things. Well, unless we're, a murderer or something. Yeah, we're back to the Dragon 32. And this box contains some lovely games. Now, I really love the packaging of the initial range of games that the company Dragon Data released when the Dragon 32 hit the market. And these are very nicely packaged. And so, let me show you. The unfortunate thing about these releases is they came in rather fragile cardboard boxes, which kind of creased easily, and this isn't too bad. It's also got its hanging retail tag still there. Nostalgia is all about links, isn't it? If you never saw this back in the 80s, then you might look at it and think, oh, that artwork is nothing special. What's so special about that? But to me, it ignites a small fire in the back of my head, and it's just really cool. Also, love the colours. I'm a big fan of colours, me. Yeah, I like colours, yeah. The next one is Meteoroids. Now I'm guessing, I think we know what that's going to be a clone of, don't we? But that's going to be a clone of Asteroids, the popular arcade game. Once again, lovely artwork. That's gorgeous. It's got the name of the game on the side there. It's a very weird packaging idea, but I don't know, when you get these in reasonable condition, they just look great. Two more of these. Yeah, Shark Treasure. Oh, incidentally, that last game was a cartridge. The Dragon did have cartridge software, whereas Flag and this one are cassettes. I like the fact there's a cartridge that you can just plug straight in. But also, I really like loading tape-based software. Yeah, that's a nice bit of work, isn't it? I'd imagine it's all about going down to the seabed, grabbing a treasure chest, and then coming up again before a few blocky sharks can eat you. Cosmic Invaders, yeah. Now, I don't know if that is Space Invaders or, I don't know, the packaging makes it look more like Defender, but I'd imagine it probably isn't. Yeah, I like the Dragon 32 a lot. I got the Atari VCS first, but then my first computer was the Dragon 32, so it'll always have a special place in my heart. And yes, I do know my heart isn't there. I was trying to avoid hitting the microphone. No one wants that, do they? At the end of this, I'm going to run the camera over all of these things assembled so you can get a better look at any of them that you wanted to get a better look at. That'll be nice, won't it? We're in video territory again. 2 packages to go, including this one. God, it's like Christmas is coming to an end. But I think I've had a pretty good run. Oh, yeah, this was a relatively recent buy. Now, if you've watched this channel for a while, you might have seen this label before, this particular label. Yeah, it's Kingston Video. And the great thing, oh, that's really nice, yeah. The great thing about Kingston Video is that they've got like double bills or sometimes triple bills of movies on them. This is really heavy as well. This is a proper, I wish you could feel the weight of this. I wish there was some way for me to let you feel that. But yeah, the movies on here are Son of Sinbad, Cyclone on Horseback, and Pal's Return, which is a 20-minute children's story. Isn't that cute? I just love the idea of like one videotape being like an entire family's worth of entertainment. You know, the parents could watch Son of Sinbad, or maybe all the family could watch Son of Sinbad, and then you've got the fast action western adventure Cyclone on Horseback, and then you round it off with a bit of Pal's Return for the little ones. Yeah, that's really nice. Let's have a quick look at the tape. You can see the list of the items on there. I don't know if you can see, but that's actually going to go on that shelf there, which has Kingston's on it. Okay, final box. God, that sounds a bit weird. I must admit, I've got no idea what this is. It doesn't feel heavy enough to be a video. Yeah, I'm not too sure about the way it's rattling around in there. Are you alright there? Do you want a cup of tea? Why didn't I ask if you wanted a cup of tea? Where's my manners? I'm so sorry. This whole channel is going to be a study in YouTuber goes slowly insane, isn't it? Yes, it is a videotape, and the things moving around inside were these polystyrene foam chips. See that? Oh, this is a nice one to end on. Oh yeah, the Alpha incident. Now I have another video of this. Yeah, I know, ridiculous, isn't it? With an alternative cover, which is a photo cover, and it's probably a bit nasty to show on YouTube actually, so sadly I can't show you. But that sounded like Alan Partridge then, doesn't it? Sadly I can't show you. Yeah. Look at the quality of that, eh? Let me read you the blurb. The story begins when a State Department develops, well, I say develops, but actually the word there is develops. Yeah. Develops a lethal... God, you really won't believe this. The story begins when a State Department develops a lethal virus for warfare. They begin to transport it by rail across, and across has somehow been spelt wrongly, with 2 C's. Can you see that? Yeah. Yeah. 2 C's in across and 2 S's. Just when in doubt, if they don't know how many letters a bit of a word has, they just bung 2 in there. Like people who don't know where an apostrophe goes, and they just put the apostrophe in anyway, even where it's not wanted. What a disgrace. They begin to transport it. I can't believe this story involves a virus. They begin to transport it by rail across USA, but one flask becomes broken and releases the deadly virus, causing terror and strange death to everyone on or near the train. Terror and strange death. You can't beat a bit of that in the fictional world. No front label, as we call it, but there is the spine label there, the Alpha incident. And there's also in there, there's a nice little list of all the other things on the video ring label, which I believe was based in Germany. Let me show you everything together so you can get a look at it and a reminder of what's been in these ridiculous packages. moment I'm going to show you 4 other videos on this channel that you might want to carry on watching. Before then though, let me extend a huge thanks to my patrons at Patreon. These amazing people make a monthly pledge that supports this channel and helps it improve, and also supports me and my family. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you down in comments. And now that most of us are confined to our own homes, it's never been more important to embrace your obsession.